Mblu Crypto here, breaking shameless speculation news. But let me first define speculation. First, if I was going to Las Vegas, I would call 3 out of 10 odds of this happening. But hey, in 2012, I would have given Bitcoin a 1 out of 10 odds of reaching $10,000 anytime in its lifetime, and more of a 9 to 10 odds of going to zero. So with that being said, here's some more childish, shameless speculation. Warning, I am not a financial advisor, and no, I do not give financial advice. This is pure entertainment. So why can't I let this go? Why can't I let go this Apple Block 1 Apple Card speculation? Why is it just haunting me? I do know I could be terribly wrong. I do get that. I gotta say that in Telegram, some user pointed me out to the Tim Cook Time 100 conference where he spoke. And forgive me, Telegram user, I didn't write down your name, but please hit me up and let me know, hey, that was me that gave you a suggestion. I'll give you a nice shout out. Apologies. Let's listen to Tim Cook at the Time 100 Summit. Man, I'd love to hear your comments, what you hear. Now, this is just a short snippet of it. I'll put the link in the description. I urge you to look at it from beginning to end. I find him as a good, thoughtful human being. His values seem to be completely aligned with Dan Larimer's. And he's also had the ear of the president. We also know that Dan Larimer in Block 1 is known by the president, and also people in Washington want their ear. Is this a connection? Let me know what you think, but let's have a listen.
Privacy at this point is much more meaningful to mainstream Americans now. Privacy started being an esoteric kind of thing, and people that I would talk to, if they were in the military, they really got it because they fought for our civil liberties.
And I want to point out that by listening to this Tim Cook at Time 100 Summit, I'm going to connect some dots here. The dots may not hold water, but they're still dots.
And they knew how important that civil liberties were to the definition of American. And so they got it. The libertarians kind of got it.
And the crypto community gets it.
But when it started getting out into the mainstream America, a lot of people didn't really grasp it. I think now there's been so many events that it's much more meaningful to the everyday American about what is happening. And I think when it begins to affect our democracy and so forth, it means even more, and you get a more visceral response. So I think the subject has come a long way in America. But I still think that all of us, including Apple, have to continually talk about what it means to the user, what it means to the citizen.
Mm-hmm. I hear a sincere man here. He is for the users, about the users. What do you think?
Why this is important, why the folks that wrote our Constitution thought it was so important, and how important it is to expression.
Constitution? He's worried about the Constitution. Who else do we know that is worried about the Constitution and the direction of the United States and the government and privacy? Who?
And because in the world where everything is totally open, people begin to guard what it is they will say. And think about where society goes if we're afraid to tell each other our opinions, if we're afraid somebody's listening or watching or monitoring, or we're under surveillance. So this is a bad thing inherently.
Who does this sound like? Huh? Mr. Dan Larimer to me. Okay. Now, I may be drawing at straws here, folks, but it sounds like they're on the same page. What do you say?
In a very broad way, not to mention the manipulation that can go on with pitting different groups against each other. However, I'm still worried that some of the tools like encryption, our battle was over. Could the government force Apple to create a tool that would have put hundreds of millions of people at risk in order to get into a phone? And we took the position, no, the law does not support the government having the authority to do that.
What could level the playing field here? Blockchain. And we're going to get into those connections in a minute.
And I wish that case would have gone to court, to be honest. It was dropped the day before. And now, after the Inspector General reports have come out, our worst fears have been confirmed that it was a very rigged case to begin with. And so I think this was not the government's finest hour. I have personally never seen the government apparatus move against a company like it did here in a very dishonest manner.
I like Tim Cook based off of this, okay? He totally sounds like he's on the blockchain crypto train. I mean, his thinking, his speech is complete alignment with Dan Larimer, Block One, EOS, blockchain, crypto in general.
And so I felt like the naive guy that thought things like this didn't happen, that they would try to prevent a discussion, a dialogue, a debate going on about this. I hope that we've advanced much further than that. It hasn't reoccurred, and it's occurred in no other country in the world, which made me that much more disappointed by the way that it happened in our country.
Okay. I don't know Tim Cook's personal views on President Trump, whether he loves him or hates him. We do know that he has had conversations with him, private conversations, and we do know that President Trump rails against government corruption, media corruption. So could President Trump and the administration could be teaming up with Apple? You know, it's interesting that Block One is opening up another satellite office in Washington, D.C. Brendan Bloomer is going to be living in Washington, D.C. Could there be a Trump administration, Apple partnership, Block One, EOSIO partnership? Let's see. Let's talk about it.
But I do think for the everyday American, privacy is materially more important sitting here today in 2019 than it was when we were going through that case.
Here we go. This is Apple Card. Okay, we've gone through this presentation, right? Here's why I think this is blockchain related. And I am full of hopium that it's EOS because of the last two videos that I did. And check those out. Speculation videos are on everything EOS. That was the first Apple Card speculation video. And then the second one is actually on Tribe TV on YouTube. If you haven't watched those first two speculation videos, this one will make more sense with those two watched. So this is Apple Card, a new credit card created by Apple. I'm not going to go through, don't worry, I'm not going to go through every point of this again. But what makes me think that this is blockchain related? Daily cash. Okay, so look at this. Daily cash, no points, no gimmicks, no fees, not even the hidden ones, okay? So this tells me that they're using some sort of system. If it's not blockchain, if it's not EOS, then it's their brand new magical equation that is far superior than perhaps blockchain, okay? I don't think that's it. I think it's blockchain because they have to offer free transactions. They have to offer no fees, no gimmicks. It's instant, well, or it's at least they're paying you cash daily. And I can't find anywhere what this cash is, okay? They're paying you in cash. Let's say you're in Europe and you're using this Apple Card, okay? What does cash mean to you there? It's the euro. What does cash mean to you in America? Well, it's paper money in your wallet. What does cash mean if you're in Japan using this? So cash to me has to be either their own version of a stable coin or their own token. I would think it would be a stable coin because they're going to want it stable. Interesting that Dan Larimer is pointing out in Telegram recently that he's basically found a solution to a true stable coin, a stable coin that works. So he's learned his lessons from BitUSD and now incorporating those lessons and that tech with the Bancor protocol and some other surprises that he has up his sleeve. It sounds like he's solved possibly a good stable coin. So could cash be that stable coin technology? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? So they can't pay fiat daily that's settled. So if they're going to be paying you cash daily per transaction, they're going to pay you a percentage of the transaction. Say you bought a new flat screen TV, okay? You're going to get I think a couple percent back cash that day for that purchase. So this is daily settled. So what can do daily settlements of cash? blockchain. So, this could also include Warbly, because Warbly is a compliant KYC AML blockchain, and I think that is a needed component in the Apple space. There's been hints that the UBI that has been kind of teased around with EOS is going to need some sort of KYC in order to claim those rewards. So again, makes me think of Warbly. It's the AML KYC compliant chain with known compliant block producers. So this just tells me blockchain. And yes, I'm Hopium over EOS. No fees, not even the hidden ones. The first credit card that actually encourages you to pay less interest. This sounds like the blockchain paradigm. This is the new way of thinking. They're tapping into the new way payments, credit's going to work. A new level of privacy and security. Okay, what is a new level of privacy and security? Well, you and I know it's blockchain. To create a different kind of card, we worked with a different kind of partner. So now let's look at this. In Telegram, somebody asked him, "Hi, Dan Larimer, any insight into the Apple Card?" And he says, "I think Apple is going to lock up mobile payments." So what does this tell us? This is a big statement because, as you know, Dan follows Apple closely, has been following Apple since he was a boy, okay? Genius programmer, follows Apple, knows what's going on. And if he's saying that Apple is going to lock up mobile payments, so we know that everything is going mobile. So basically, Dan is saying Apple is going to be the $1 trillion payments platform. Do you think he would say that knowing that that's what he himself is shooting for? The big picture. Now, I know that EOS is a smart contract platform and it's not really known for being the payments platform, but don't you think that that is on his roadmap? That's in his mind, is to be the payment leader. So for him to say that Apple is going to lock up mobile payments, that's a pretty bold statement. You don't think he wants a piece of that? You don't think he's vying for that or pushing for that? I think he is. I think he knows something, and I'm sure he's looked at Apple Card. So this is very telling to me. Apple and blockchain together. Now, this was written in March 16th, 2018. You may have seen this. It's a reminder that blockchain has filed patents for blockchain. So they are definitely looking at it. When a patent becomes public, it means it was submitted roughly about 18 months prior to that. So they've been working on this and thinking about this since at least sometime in 2016. Guys, gals, EOS, Warbly, BEOS ecosystem, crypto world. I know this is far-fetched and probably unlikely to happen. And I say that because, EOS is still a young technology, and it's hard for me to fathom that Apple, such a strong, powerful, time-tested company, would incorporate such a young technology of EOSIO. But, it is an evolution of BitShares with more bells and whistles and smart contracts. So in a sense, it is proven, but also a lot of unproven things. So for them to incorporate EOSIO at this stage in the game is highly unlikely, but it's possible. And being the hopium bunny that I am, I want to believe. How about you? Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share if you see the value. God bless. Be well. Until next time, Michael Blue, Mblu Crypto, out.